But yeah, I don't know. I'd prefer to advertise products that, like, I actually would use. Because otherwise, I don't know, it just feels skeezy to me. I've never liked advertising that much. It really does just make me uncomfortable. And so I'd rather just actually support things that I like. And nothing else. So is this game worth buying now? On sale, yes. Full price, probably not. It goes on sale with every major patch. So if it's not on sale anymore, then I would recommend waiting just for the next one. Because I would say it's probably worth picking up now. But if you wait, the price will go down again, and there will be more content, and it will be awesome. I don't know. Personally, I've always actually liked this game. I always thought it was kind of worth buying. I wasn't ever that fancy. Oh, somebody left a communications terminal here. Let's go take a look-see. See, would I play XCOM? I actually have 2 partially finished XCOM playthroughs on my channel. I don't like them enough, if that makes sense. The problem is, like, XCOM is really fun, but it's super brutal and punishing and absurdly long. How do I keep overshooting this thing? Let's shoot for that comms terminal if I can. But, like, I got, what, 30, 40 episodes into one of them. And I was just like, okay, I just can't play this anymore. The getting shot in the face was starting to get kind of frustrating and, like, oh, damn. Okay, let's... Ow. First, for a second, I'm, like, overshooting it because we... Wait, what? The hell is this thing located? I guess it was further away than I thought it was going to be. Okay, well, that's fine. Yeah, the only way I'd play, like, an XCOM game at this point would be in co-op. Because there's a co-op mod that apparently is actually pretty good. Or at least fairly functional. Like, I'd probably play XCOM as a team thing. But even then, I think right now I'd rather just play that Mario Rabbids game. I'm kind of more the champion of the bizarre and the questionable, as opposed to the, like, mainstream, if I can afford to do so. Obviously, you know, there are things like Monster Hunter World that are going to be super mainstream that I'm still going to play because, like, holy shit, that game looks amazing. But a part of it is also, you know, I was mentioning this with Path of Exile. With XCOM, it's a... What the hell is that notification doing? It's freaking out. Oh, I see. It's because I was like, it was just behind me. I was trying to figure out if it was above or below. That's a portal. So chances are somebody's leaving the leaving messages next to these portals for reasons. Yeah, I don't know. I need to get some more plutonium before I go anywhere. But I figured I'd take a look at this at the very least. Hello. I just want to come back to the system like a year from now, and there's just a ton of communications, like terminals just piled into one area. Instantly thought of the Game Grumps Shovel Knight series. It was intentional, yes. I'm a huge fan of that playthrough. It's awesome. Hello. Oh, it's good stuff. Why is it infinitely helloing at me? I might be cursed now. To forever hello. This game seems to be really happy that I exist, I guess. Alright, whatever. But yes, I don't watch many other YouTubers, but I'm an avid Game Grumps fan. I kind of come and go with my being a fan of them, but I will always enjoy coming back to their content. Mainly for Danny. Originally when JonTron left and Aaron replaced John with Danny, I was like, I'm not sure if I like this anymore. Like, everything's changed. And then the goddamn fine day for marrying thing happened, and then I was just like, well, I'm sold. Bye, John. I guess you were cool, but you were no longer the #1 grump in my heart. And that was just the end of it. We're probably low on iron. I actually don't know if I'm low on iron, but I might as well chunk through a couple of these rocks rather quickly. So, I mentioned, oh, I guess I should probably go back to that XCOM rant that I was going. Well, anyway, yeah, let's go with that. So I was talking about XCOM. So when I was playing XCOM, it was kind of the same reaction that I had with Path of Exile, that people wanted me to play it on maximum difficulty with permadeath and like a couple of those like other very specific like high-end XCOM rules that, you know, I guess Christopher Odd and Northern Lion play by, at the very least, plus like all the other ones that show up. And like, I love the idea of, you know, being good enough to like justify some of those playthroughs, and it's kind of intense that like, you know, Christopher Odd, for example, can have his XCOM playthroughs be as like good as they are, and like, and you know, make them work and not lose. But I'm just not good enough at that sort of thing. I play too many games. Maybe if I was one of those YouTubers that only put out like one episode a day, I could probably justify quite a lot of like, those like little things. It's the same visual as the previous Crash Freighter I got. Are they all identical? Because that would make me really sad, because there needs to be more than just this. Well, let's go take a look. They also need to let me actually go inside these things, as opposed to just kind of go up in the cockpit and be like, well, there's nothing in here, bye. Well, let's take a look at this. Log damage, partial records available. Read log. I do not know who will read this message. I do not know if anything will survive, but I must die as I lived. I will record it all, even the face of oblivion. The swarm came to every world. The drones acted erratically. Not attacking, just watching. Time passed and the Sentinels did not seem so much of a threat anymore. They were peaceful now, we thought. We had been forgiven. We were wrong. They struck as one. An attack somehow coordinated across unfathomable distances. With fury exceeding all prior skirmishes, the Sentinels annihilated all biological life within the universe in a span of 54.2 standard minutes. Only I remained. The Korvax stood with me until the end. To their credit, they concealed me within their flotilla as they headed towards the center. They are coming now. The screams of my friends resonate in every hall, every corner. The Sentinels have found me. I told Nada to leave. I told them what we already know. All of us, in our hearts, we are not alone. Even if I die, even if all that is left of me are these words, Nada will find me again in another universe. 10, just like me, 1,000, 1,000,000 travelers. We are not alone, for every soul is many. Even in the face of 16, we must declare that we lived. We existed, no matter the horror of the end. They're at my door. I... Okay. I really like the writing for these. It's solid. I mean, obviously, it's kind of wasted because it's just audio logs. But for audio logs that we're just randomly running into. All Crash Freighters are the same model. Ah, that sucks. It really sucks. Because, like, that's one of the more unique, cool things to run into. And if they're all identical, it's... Let's get the knowledge stones, we'll keep going. Ow. But yeah, I'll have to, I think I'll just summon my ship here. I'm feeling really lazy. Oh, hey. I do have the advanced mining laser, right? Yeah. I've been kind of low on Crysonite for a while. I guess I gotta get some more plutonium over here, too. Whenever I play this game, it makes me want to write. Which is kind of nice. I mean, it's kind of one of those where it's like, it's got this... It's such an interesting setting, full of potential for story, and it's honestly kind of weirdly empty. Playing this game kind of makes me want to make games that actually have content in them. And like this grand story that... What am I supposed to be doing, actually? I guess I'm supposed to go back somewhere. Who knows, maybe Nada and Polar are in the same spot. Where does it want me to go? Log! Go to the Hollow Terminus. Alright, well that's easy enough. Sentinels don't seem that strong, honestly. Yeah, I think it's almost more of like a zombie situation where like anybody that could actually resist would probably just get mobbed after everybody that can't resist gets killed. Okay, so we want to just kind of go out a little bit further. Wait, what? It said it was off planet. It's not off planet. This is bull hockey. But yeah, I don't know. It'd just be cool to make... I don't know. Like, I like the storytelling here. I just really wish there was, like, actual, like, locations to, explore. Like, Halo or something. I don't know. I love the Halo games. They have really fun level design and combat and whatnot. I've heard the most recent ones are a little bit meh. But that's okay. Love a Star Wars game that was open world like this. Maybe? I definitely wouldn't want Star Wars to be like on one planet. And I know there's like the Old Republic MMO, which I guess kind of counts, but it's not like the same. What kind of setting do I usually go for when I write? Sci-fantasy? I mean, if you guys have ever seen Phantasy Star Online, that's like my ideal setting, which is like kind of this weird sci-fi civilization with like tons of magic and whatnot. Oh well. Okay. So we want to speak to Null. Yeah, the other thing is we've only run into like basic forces. Imagine if like a whole freighter full of Sentinels rolled out. That'd actually be really cool. I hope they do that, where every once in a while you'll like find people fighting off like a Sentinel invasion. That'd be so rad. What did you find out there? Tell me everything. Share discoveries. I tell Null of the freighter and its recordings, how it spoke of a world where the Sentinels eliminated all life, leaving only a single traveler and a Korvax entity by the name of Nada. I ask whether this individual is my friend or the name is a coincidence. Nothing is a coincidence, traveler. The Atlas is with you. I'm sure of that now. It wants you to see what you are seeing. That freighter is a wreck from a parallel universe. There are countless such places within our multiverse. Dimensions where things happen differently. But there are 3 exceptions to this. The Atlas is omnipresent in all, a singular being with a singular perception. The Sentinels move between dimensions at will. Ask about the Sentinels. The Sentinels search for anomalies within the universes, preventing destruction and loss of life where they can. That they annihilated an entire universe, well, something must have been quite wrong for them to do a thing like that. They served the Atlas once. They were defenders of civilization, guardians of peace. Ask how they know this. I've been alive for a very long time, traveler. I know as much as you would know, had you seen the things that I have seen. That's not helpful. It was the travelers who corrupted existence. Our arrival was meant to herald a glorious age, but we made a terrible mistake. I committed an act beyond forgiveness, and from this deed, paradise was lost. But something is different in this cycle. The walls between universes, they grow thin. We must learn what we can from each species before we decide what to do. Visit a Viking station and speak with them. I will translate. For all their bloodthirst, the warrior race have a nobility of spirit. If you have sufficient reputation with them, they may tell us what we need to know. I really do feel like this entire questline, though, is just a prologue for them adding proper multiplayer. Which is actually kind of amusing and cool. Have I ever played Phantasy Star Online 2? No, I'm waiting for the English release. And even then, like, I don't know. I think I'm just so burnt on the idea of MMOs at this point that I'm like, the only one I'm willing to play is the only MMO I'm willing to play at this point is Warframe and Guild Wars 2, if only because they're a little bit easier to get into, at least from my perspective. I don't know. I just don't have time for it anymore. Okay, so what do we got here? So we've got that. It's Viking. Mercenaries Guild Representative. I guess I'm supposed to go there. We'll just go there. I think they canceled the English release of Phantasy Star Online 2. Yeah, that's kind of why I'm like, meh about it. I don't know, the problem is just in general MMOs are like, they're unsatisfying. I love the settings in MMOs, and I like the potential stories. Like, World of Warcraft has amazing storytelling that nobody gives a shit about. And nobody will ever give a shit about. Which sucks. Even like Guild Wars' storytelling is kind of awkward because it's ultimately like a theme park. What I really want is a game that, like, maybe is multiplayer. Well, no, I want it to be multiplayer, but I just want, like, a lengthy campaign game with just 4 people. And they do exist. And that's kind of why, like, MMOs are hard for me. Grah, interloper, conversation is a waste of time. Waste it again and I shall kill. Grah. It's clear that I'm yet to make a sufficient of impact among the Viking. Perhaps if I improve my affiliation with the Mercenaries Guild, I'll gain this stranger's attention. I feel like it's just baseline defaults. We have to do this to introduce us to this part. Well, that's okay. Secret World would be a good MMO to check out then. The problem is the combat sucks. Like, I don't like MMO combat. It's boring. Guild Wars is kind of like the baseline of what I can tolerate. Okay, so let's keep doing... Let's just pick easy ones that we can churn through quick. Planetary creatures, can do that one. Like, that's why I like Warframe so much, because the gameplay is actually super satisfying. The only problem is the level design gets really repetitive. Okay, I don't have anything else I can do here. Let's land on one of the... Let's land on one of the local planets. Oh, this red ship is actually really pretty. I like those thrusters. Oh, but I don't like the weird, like, twisty neck thing. It's a neck twister. Yeah, it's a neck twister. Let's not do that. Let's not even come close to doing that. We really need to have, like, volcanic planets that are actually volcanic with, like, lava that you need to worry about. That'd be so badass. But yeah, just in general, like, MMO combat is really boring for me. I can't get into it anymore. I check out so fast. So either has to have, like, something constantly happening to keep me interested, or, like, you know, obviously more interesting combat in general. I played the shit out of an MMO that played like Darksiders, for example. Or Dark Souls. Like, oh jeez, an MMO that had combat closer to like Souls-like would be amazing. I saw there was some thamium nearby. But I guess I'm mistaken. I mean, there's tons of plutonium, which I can use. I do know that Secret World does have really good writing. Keith has suggested it a couple of times. Oh, well, here's the thamium. I guess it just shouldn't show up on the scans? I don't know. Alright, so we gotta find a couple of things. Okay, this planet does have living creatures. Doesn't have a whole lot of Sentinels, though. Oh, there it does. So I gotta kill how many of these guys? Probably a number of them. That was kind of unfortunate. Souls-like MMO would never make it if there's PvP. People would literally never have any souls. I mean, the PvP would have to be... The PvP would have to be, like, locked away. When I say Souls-like, I mean... When I say Souls-like for a game, I just mean the gameplay. I don't want the Souls-like formula. I don't want Estus Flask. Well, I mean, Estus Flasks are actually decent. When I go up to, like, a monster, I want to actually fight it. I want to have to worry about positioning, you know, dodging attacks, watching what it does. I always feel so dispassionate when I'm playing, like, a regular MMO, because it's just like, oh, it's an enemy. Okay, I'm just gonna sit there and beat on it until it's dead. Because usually MMOs kind of, like, kind of water everything down. The only time when you're actually, like, challenged or really interested is when you actually hit the instances at the end of the game. But there are so few and far between that it just kind of sucks. And then, you know, there's the propensity for, like, loot treadmilling to just keep you playing, and it's like, I don't like that either. I really just want to play a game, have a beginning, a middle, and an end, and maybe some, like, bonus stuff to do at the end if I really feel like loot treadmilling for the sake of playing longer. It's part of the reason why I like Destiny, because Destiny is going to be a game with a beginning, a middle, and end, and I can move away from it when I'm done. Oh, I see. We're still outside. I thought it was like, is there actually stuff underground? Because, yeah, I don't know. I feel like the age of the WoW clone should have died a long time ago, and it's impressive that people still kind of make it work. I want something more than that now. Especially because, like, you know, most WoW clones tend to just be these, like, extraordinarily long games. I would play the shit out of an MMO that you can, like, grind through the content in about 3 days. And then, you know, you have some, like, cool-ass dungeons to play through at the end. Assuming that, when I say a couple days, I mean, like, you know, 10-20 hour story mode. And then it's like, here's some raids and some dungeons. I'm describing Destiny now. Like, I know Elder Scrolls Online did the right thing where everybody can just kind of go wherever I want. And the questing in that ain't bad. But I just have the hardest time wanting to cover Bethesda products anymore. Let's see. So what are we waiting for? Did I actually... There's like this whole facility over here that I, like, paid no attention to. I think I just landed in this spot. And then did nothing. Oh yeah, I'm looking for living critters on this planet so I can murder them. Oh, there you are. Wow, they're tiny. And now dead. Nice thing is, it pisses off the Sentinels whenever I kill them, because I gotta get, I mean, birds with one stone. Oh. See, sounds like Marvel Heroes. Maybe? I heard what Marvel Heroes did with itself, though. And I want nothing to do with that. Because that one kind of plays like Diablo. From what I remember. It plays like Diablo, but they have, like, the really shitty, like, you have to pay, like, exorbitant prices just to get, like, a hero. And if you want any good ones, good luck. How many critters am I supposed to kill here? Not actually telling me when I kill them. How many creatures am I supposed to scan? 3 out of 6, actually. Oh. We should probably, complete this planet. I think there's some kind of flyer, too. Let's see, where are you? I'm just gonna be on a murder spree for a little bit. This is actually kind of a pretty planet. Oh, hey, birds. Now, this might be a bit of a pain. Can I kill him? It's probably not worth it. Yeah, are all of the flyers the same, too? Because we might have multiple types. Yeah, it looks like it. These guys weren't here earlier. But yeah, I've got quests to go on a madcap murder spree, so let's madcap murder spree here. So I should probably see if there's anything useful or interesting around here. Looks like we got some more flyers this way. That's what DC Universe is good. My problem with DC Universe is I played City of Heroes first, and I could just never get into DC Universe. I also don't really like, licensed products. Like licensed crossover products. They're so rarely actually good. They usually feel like they kind of exist to capitalize on people's desire for like a game more than actually to be a good game. Like, you know, it's pretty rare when you find like a movie tie-in game that's actually good. They're pretty much non-existent, so it's always just like, well, I don't know. I'd rather throw my lot in behind a game or a company that, you know, is trying to make their own thing. That's why I always have this affinity for like indie games and indie products and, you know, AAA kind of experiments. Because like Horizon Zero Dawn was amazing. Everybody didn't even expect it would be good. Spider-Man 2's game was good. Oh yeah, I do remember hearing that, honestly. But yeah, in regards to the Bethesda game, the Bethesda thing, their freaking Creation Club came out earlier this week, and it is a mess of incredibly hot garbage. And it's just, it sucks. It's like I wanna support like the old quality developers, you know, the people that everybody remembered as like the titans of industry back in the day. And like half the time they're just money grabbing at this point, and it sucks. That's why like I try and stay away from Ubisoft products unless they do something actually interesting. And then like, you know, Bethesda's got its whole Creation Club thing that, yeah, I've already scanned that sucker. They've got their Creation Club thing where they're like, hey, we'll sell you mods. And then they just sell you for like ridiculous prices too. Like, it's kind of insulting how expensive they were. And they're like, paid mods. I mean, they're not paid mods. It's more of like kind of a premium thing, but it's paid mods. I saw Jim Sterling's video, and like Jim Sterling just repeating the words paid mods over and over and over again got stuck in my head last night. It was not okay. And power horse armor. Ugh. Like if Bethesda wanted to open up a storefront so that modders could sell their mods themselves and just be like, okay, $1 for this mod. You know, I'd probably be okay with that. But instead it's kind of more of this like weird partnership thing. And I'd rather them just like kind of step in and specifically hire Nexus mods to have like a better website and like better. And why don't they do that? Nexus mods is like super nice. It always feels like they'd probably be great if developers actually just partnered with them. Okay, you look new. You're not new. Yeah, I want to keep clearing out these planets for zoology, but wait, one of these is aggressive, but it might just be in response to me killing its mates. I don't really know. Well, I should probably get out of the radiation at some point. I think Nexus would sell it to Bethesda because 95% sure Bethesda would want all or nothing. Shit. Well, let's finish that thought and then rage quit because the game just crashed on me and I'm not doing all that work again right now. Yeah, I don't think Nexus would sell it to Bethesda because 95% sure Bethesda would want it all or nothing when it comes to Nexus mods. And that's why I think it's it's stupid because like if they were smart, they'd just be like, okay, seeing as you're this wonderful service that keeps our game alive for years afterwards, here's some money. Just keep doing what you do, but do it better, please. And like, let's work with you so these mods don't suck. And like crash the game. But no, it's just like, we see people like mods. How do we monetize this? There we go. I hate that. I hate that so much. Anyway, game just shat itself hard.